Okay, welcome back. We're going to now go through the Trinket course. So now that you've joined the Google Classroom, I want you to click on Join the Trinket course, and Trinket is a web page, and it hosts the course that we're going to be doing for the summer. So once you do this, it'll take you to this page, and it'll say sign up here if you don't have an account. Now, since I'm already logged into Google, I'm just going to click sign up and then click sign in with Google. So now I'm going to use this right here. And once I've done that, notice I didn't have to type anything in, which is the whole point of using Google sign-ins, is that now we are basically already joined into the course. Okay, so go ahead and click go to the course. And this will take you to my pages that I've created for you. And the way it works is that the left-hand side is basically all the topics, and within the topics, there's several different pages. Each page will have its own set of directions, and on the page, so let's look at the first page here. It says Hello World. It basically will explain what the point of this lesson is and what I want you to learn out of it. And as you go through and read, I'll let you read that on your own. You'll be taken to the bottom where there's this thing called an emulator. So what we do is normally when we write software, we have to take um, a text editor or some place where we can write our code, which usually can be like Notepad++ or Atom or Notepad even, the one that you're probably familiar with. So this on your program, if you look at Notepad, every computer that's Windows comes installed with Notepad. So you could write a code here if I wanted to. The problem is that once I write a code like print hello world, now what? It doesn't now do I save it? Yeah. Normally I would have to save it and then I would have to run it through a compiler like Git Bash or some other program. So we don't like to do programming that way anymore. It's a lot easier to use a program that's self-contained, and on this is actually on a web page, so you don't have to even download the language Python. You just basically type in your code here. You will notice that the file names are all end with .py. And that's because all Python files, you know how like Word documents end in .doc? Well, Python files all end in .py. So that's the one thing that you do have to make sure. Now, you don't have to worry about it for this because I've already made all these pages for you. Okay, so one thing I want to talk about is how you're going to write your code. I try to give you instructions. Okay, so for example, this first one, I just have you writing this one line of code and it says print hello world. Now, I want you to understand that you don't actually have to do it on the exact same line. So when I put one here and there's already something on one, you could, I guess, rewrite it if you wanted to. You could just say, well, he says put it here, so I'll put it here, but it actually doesn't make a difference. Um, it Where you put it in your code does matter, but you'll notice if I move this down to line 5 and rerun the code, it doesn't change anything. Okay, the only thing is if I have more than one line of code, then whichever one's on top will be read first. So if I reverse that, the computer starts at the top, just like reading a book, and reads from top to bottom. So any code it comes across first will be executed first. Okay. Now, I want to talk about this note though. It says that you must type everything exactly as you have, including the parentheses and the apostrophes. Now, if I remove any of these things, it breaks. Okay, and the whole code breaks. And in fact, it says that the line error is in line 7, but it's not. It's actually in line 5. The problem is that these parentheses are still open, so it's extending this line. Okay, so if I, for example, remove this whole line, just to prove it to you, it actually says right here, it says so end of function in multi-line statement. So anyways, my point is that removing that breaks the code. Removing this would break the code. The only thing that wouldn't break the code is anything I did in here. If I change this, it changes the program though, but it doesn't break the code because this isn't actually an error. If I were to, for example, use a capital P there, it would not work. okay? And it says print is not defined. So like commands that we are already pre-installed, if they're correctly written, will come out in this nice purple color. So it kind of tells you. So for example, another command is import. If I import, it will automatically be. So if I notice it's black, but as soon as I complete the command correctly, it will be. And it also will auto, excuse me, it'll auto fill certain commands if you start typing one. So you can start using that to remember the names. Okay. So now I want to talk about something else. If you go to another page and you're working on this program, and here's, different topic. We're talking about integers, and you'll go through it. And you've been working here. It will actually remember the work you did when you go back here. So you notice it's still got the stuff I wrote here. Okay, that's kind of nice. The one thing is though, when you close the web page and go back, I'm pretty sure it's going to be gone. See, so there it is, it's gone. So what I wanted to say is that it's going to remember what you've done um, as long as you are working within the web page, but the moment you close the web page, it's going to lose all of your work that you did. Now, so the goal of all of these is just tutorials anyway. So when you go through them, you don't need to submit anything. The only thing you're going to submit are your actual programs. Okay. And I haven't actually finished this web page, so it's June 2nd. So if you're already trying to work on this and it's not summer yet, well, congratulations, you're very eager, but I'm not actually finished. So when I finish it and make the announcement on the Google Classroom, that's when you can start submitting your work. But if you want to toy around for now and get started and you're eager to see what the class is about, you can go ahead and do that. And again, thanks for watching. Bye.